The other ones, I kept reading the reviews. I'm like, well, this one seems the best, and it was like a deal. It was normally 155, so then it was 130. It was 155, knocked down to 120 with tax and everything. It was 135.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, fuck yeah, give it to me. I need a new bed. Give me a new bed, Spartacus. What?
What?
Okay.
But
What?
I'm recording.
Oh.
As am I.
I've been recording since last week. I'm almost out of hard drive space.
Rip.
Well, that's your own fault.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot of masturbation on that recording, huh?
Yeah, it is. A lot of foot porn too. Hope you enjoy that, Thomas.
Like, just because, like, your feet walking around, or
No, just me looking at it.
Oh,
And like,
I figure you wear headphones, so you wouldn't hear it.
Well, I have. Shut up! Don't.
Hear what? Footsteps walking?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, you'd like that, baby, don't you? By the way, your tweet earlier, Thomas, legit made me start crying at work.
Oh, the Elizabeth?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw Justin did it with Lois, so I was like, you know what? Screw it. Me in bed.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It was like, yeah, I was frantically looking on Twitter. Oh my God, Miss Elizabeth gift. There's gotta be one where she's crying, and I found it.
Yes.
I feel like that was one of those situations where, like, you know, like Lo is the girl in high school that like everyone wants to grab first, and then after that they're all like, now who?
Yeah. Oh, and I got told I was quote unquote hot by a 42-year-old at work, and I was like, I was like working and I was helping her out.
Did you smash?
No, I didn't smash.
Did he give you a tip?
Self-quarantine. I'm not self-quarantined. I'm not self-quarantined.
Did he give you a tip?
She, not
okay.
he. Yeah.
Why did you assume?
Well, I mean, I think
because the joke is funnier because it's the tip.
Yeah, that too. But I tend to lean more.
God
whatever.
Damn it, Justin!
It missed me over
I'm
until
sick.
you said
Leave me alone.
But no, yeah, I didn't. I was like, thank you. I gotta go. Bye. And I didn't know how to react to it.
Should've grabbed those digits, man.
I don't usually get women tell me. This is my head. I'm like, she's probably. It's 12 o'clock. She's probably drunk somewhere. It's stressful. It's the cabin fever sitting in. You know, not a lot of options. She sees a thick Mexican. Yeah.
I saw a tweet the other day that was something like I don't know if this is the quarantine talking or what. My brother sure looks hotter than usual.
Oh my God!
Oh no! Oh no!
It was pretty funny.
Oh boy!
Yeah. So yeah, I can't remember the last time I was told I was hot. So I don't think that's ever happened. No.
Are you sure she wasn't trying to tell you that you might have a fever?
I was sweating.
Yeah, like temperature hot.
Yeah. No, did I ever tell y'all the story of like, and I don't even believe this happened, but it's one of the weirdest things that happened. Waiting for the bus, and it's a Sunday, and I still remember it's a Sunday because it was quiet, much like how it's been lately. And so like, and it's during the daytime, it's like that weird time, like daylight savings, where it's like it's at 6 o'clock, but it's still light out. And like all of a sudden, these three women who were like, I was like 23 maybe, and they were clearly in their like mid 30s, like come up to me and they're like, "Hey, big guy," and I'm like, "What the hey?" And I'm like you want to come? Like what? And I'm so confused. They were clearly drunk, but I'm like, what the fuck just happened? I don't even believe it happened. Now that I'm talking about it, but like they like one of them had their arm around me, like on my shirt. I'm like, what the? And I'm like, did that just? No, that didn't. It did. I didn't get their number. They were drunk. They were drunk. Whatever.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They came onto you.
Yeah, it was just like I was minding my own business, and I was like, "What the?"
And then they wanted to mind your business, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it was weird. That doesn't happen to me.
Yeah.
So when it does,
you just had two examples. What do you mean it never happens to you?
Okay.
Those are the only two examples that have happened.
Rarely. Like normally, I'm like the shy guy who like I'm. Okay, I'll take it this way. In middle school and high school, not high school, at least not the first part, not the second half of high school, but in middle school, I was the guy who was constantly told by like, this girl likes you, I fall for it like an idiot, and like, who the fuck are you, fat ass?
Mm.
So
Yep.
yeah, I was always the for the most part the manipulations behind women. Or if I liked the girl because I was fat, that shit spread like wildfire, and I would be like, no, I don't want to talk to her anymore.
Yeah.
For some reason, I
I'm-
pictured you fit in high school because like you were in football and stuff.
Dude, I was an offensive lineman. I was supposed to be a thick boy.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I'm with you, Ben. I've had the same thing. I had a girl who gave me her quote unquote
It's a
number
miracle.
in a yearbook. So
It's a miracle I'm not one of those people. Like, I look back and I'm like, man, I could easily be one of those assholes, but I'm not because I hate myself more than I hate women.
Hey, you said no self-deprecation tonight.
No, I was just using it as an example back then.
Hmm.
I mean, it's part of the story.
Dangerously
telling.
close.
The show
part
hasn't
of the
started yet.
story.
The show hasn't started yet. Listen, all I'm saying is,
Do you want this in the show or do you not want this in the show?
Leave it in. Fuck it.
Okay.
It's a pretty good start.
Yeah. Fuck it. Let everybody believe, so I can believe that I am sexual caramel because Mark Henry has sexual chocolate trademark and I'm not black.
I mean, that's just like a Mexican thing, isn't it? Like
What?
It's just like sexual energy.
I don't. Me? No. Like, if I am, it's from my stupid jokes, not because I look hot. At least in my opinion. I think I look okay. Like, I used to think I was ugly, but I'm like, nah, man, I'm just like average. You know, I don't have.
There's someone out there for everyone. That's what I always say.
Yeah, and I just haven't found.
Like the
them
fact that
yet.
I'm married is proof of that.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Trust Shot Gamescast. Each and every week, friends gather around and talk about the games they've been playing and things going on. They're glad to have with me, Justin.
I promise I don't have the coronavirus. I'm just coughing. We're practicing social distancing. It's fine. We're at least 6 feet away.
Yeah.
At least. And we also have Ben.
The Dead Sea Scrolls are fake. No. No. Not
No
all
one
of them.
gets that.
No one
Was it?
gets.
Didn't
No
that
one
happen
cares.
like 2 weeks ago or something?
Yeah.
I know. I wanted to do it then, and after the show ended, I was like, "Damn it, that was my chance!" So I'm using it now. The Dead Sea Scrolls are fake, and it so makes me sad.
Plus, it was that dumb Hobby Lobby guy. He deserves it.
Yeah, I know he does, but like, I wanted them to be real. I mean, some of them are real, but some of the other ones are not, and it pisses me off. Fuck you, assholes.
Yeah, there's still like evidence that they exist and stuff. But
Yeah.
The ones that they had weren't real.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't even know what the Dead Sea Scrolls are.
They're the lost. They're supposed to be the lost like Bible books. So like the gospel, the one I know of is like the Gospel of Judas. That's like the big one. So,
like Chris Jericho song.
pretty much, yeah. Like I actually didn't betray Jesus or some stupid shit like that. Like I was into religious conspiracy theory from like 2004 to like 2007.
I think everyone was, honestly.
Like just in that like, did Judas really turn on Jesus? Like I'm glued to the History Channel. Let's go.
Yeah.
Isn't one of those lost books The Diary of Jane?
I don't know. One of them, I know one of them is supposed
Thomas
to
is
be.
losing it right now. That's all I care about.
This is a
I
good
don't
ass
get it.
joke, dude.
That went over my head. I know one of them is supposed to be the Gospel of Mary Magdalene, I think, which that's like hugely controversial.
Oh, that's big news.
Or the Gospel of Mary. It's just called the Gospel of Mary, which is like that's like whoa. Catholics don't want to hear that shit. Gospel of a whore? Fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
No. But go look at some of that shit. That shit's fascinating. You're not gonna go anywhere anytime soon.
And you have the internet, so
Yeah.
So let's start off this week with Justin's stories of what he's been up to.
Most of my week was fighting to be able to work from home, so that was fun. But I won, so there's that.
Nice.
But it was really boring because like the whole world was shutting down, and I was just sitting there doing nothing at work, but having to go in. But I say this to preface that I was playing a lot of Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, because I was trying to just pass the time until the new Animal Crossing came out, and it was an okay substitute. Now that I'm going to be working from home, I probably won't go back to it for a while, but it's not terrible. Like, it's very much just a grind of, like, you pick up the things, you give them to the people that want them, and you occasionally like upgrade your RV and stuff. But the satisfying gameplay loop of Animal Crossing isn't really there because of how much it focuses on like the microtransactions and stuff to actually get the cool stuff. But it's a lot better than it was when I played like the early release beta or whatever, like 2 years ago. They've added a lot of stuff to it, and it was at least like enjoyable for an hour at a time or something. But yeah, if you play that, let me know. We can hang out in each other's campsites or whatever. I don't know how that works. And then I beat Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I did not beat it 100% yet. I've beaten it 99%.
Fraud. He's a fraud. Everybody.
I know.
He's a fraud.
I'm really mad about it though, because like I have everything. Like I've collected all of the collectibles, and like cleared out all like 100% on all of the maps. But apparently, like it's weird for one because I thought I had all of the spirit shards, but I didn't get the achievement for having all the spirit shards. So I was like, okay, maybe I have to upgrade all of them. So I upgraded all of them, and I still didn't get the achievement. But I looked up like how many there are, and I'm pretty sure I have them all. If I'm missing one, I don't know which one it is. And for some reason, they don't show up on my map, even though I have like everything unveiled. So I think there's like a glitch, and it's not counting that I have all the shards, which might be part of my completion issue. And then I didn't upgrade all of my weapons, just because like it takes too much spirit light, and I don't really feel like grinding it out when like I don't have anything else to do. It would literally just be to get those things. You know what I mean? But I am like, if I had to guess, the thing that I'm still missing is one like speed challenge shrine, because it's just not fun. And if that's the only thing I'm missing, I'm fine with that. Like, it's not worth the 100% completion. But that spirit shard thing is making me mad because I want that achievement. Like, I did the work. I should have it. So I might look into that, but I don't think I'm going to do the last speed challenge shrine. But I've essentially 100% completed the game as far as, like, the progress screen in the game. It's just the main menu says 99%. So it's bogus.
That's like the most annoying thing ever. Like, I'm right there, damn
Right,
it.
exactly. But that is a very good game. I'm sure, Ben, you'll talk about it too, but I don't know how far you are. I don't want to spoil anything yet.
Not at all. Nope.
You didn't play any of it?
Nope. And you'll find out why, but I feel bad, and I'm like, nope, I haven't.
For shame.
Yeah, I know. It's not my fault they decided to release the greatest fighting character of all time the same week, and then next thing you know, like, hey, I just started this at 10. What time is it? Oh, it's 10. Oh shit, it's been 12 hours. Fuck yeah.
You know who's a great fighting game character? Ori.
He's I don't play Brawlout.
No,
he's in Brawlout, isn't he? He's in Fighters. I don't play Fighters of either, so I don't know.
Well, the point is, it was more of a joke that like he actually has some really good combat in this game, but also he isn't a fighting game. Unrelated. Anyway, it's very good. The ending is super sad, but it's actually not the saddest part of the game. There's like 2 parts that are just like so much worse than the beginning of the first one. Where like it even got to me a little bit, and like the beginning of the first one's sad, but like it didn't hit me like a lot of people say it hit them. But I think it's because like it builds up more of the connection, like the story is built up more before the sad stuff happens in this one, so it has more impact, I guess. I don't know how to explain it without spoiling anything, but the point is it matters more. And there's some intense like escape scene / boss battles in that game. There's one again. I'm trying to stay like as spoiler free as I can.
I got up to the first boss. That's the last thing I did.
Oh, okay. That's not what I'm talking about. But cool.
Okay. Just giving you preference for where I was last at.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. In general, I don't really care for the boss battles. I will say the final boss is a really cool battle. because it's got like multiple stages, and it's just really cool the way they kind of mix like platforming with combat. Anyway, there is an escape scene. Like kind of each of the bosses has like an escape tied to it, and there's an escape scene against a giant worm. That's all I'm gonna say, and it's incredible. It really like the way it uses the abilities you have at that point is just super cool. I love it. Thomas, how far are you?
I got to basically the first dungeon. I'm almost done that. The first escape sequence I didn't really care for.
Yeah, it's just okay.
Yeah, it's just
They
okay.
get better.
Yeah. I don't understand how people are like the beginning was sad because it just felt like an adventure game where you get separated from your friend and I have to go find them.
It's the music, man. Like
no, it's the beginning of the first game that people say.
Oh yeah, but like Ben said, he was like crying about it in last week's.
I'm also overly emotional, so
right.
I may not be first barometer.
It was a very video game
opening.
Right
now, to be fair,
you know what I mean. That's true. But yeah, it was a very video game opening. It's like
the beginning of this one didn't do much for me.
Yeah.
But like it will hit you later. Trust me.
All right.
But yeah, I think overall the story in this one is a lot better. I didn't feel super connected to the story in the first one, to the point where like when this one started, I was like, okay, I know who these characters are, but I don't know how they all got back together. But I was really attached to the story this time. And I did have a few like annoying like game breaking glitches where like enemies would literally crash my game. And that got kind of annoying after a while, but like I think it's because I never turned my Xbox off. Like I have it set to like the power save mode or whatever.
Yeah.
Where like it always kind of stays asleep. It doesn't actually turn all the way off, so I can just go back in and resume the game. And I think that causes some glitches. So I should probably just change that setting so it actually hard shuts off. But I'm lazy. Aside from that, I did the first episode of season 2 of the Telltale Batman game. And if you don't know, like Riddler is one of my favorite like comic book villains of all time. Like Riddler and Joker are kind of neck and neck for me. But I like Riddler because he's more of like mind games, whereas Joker is kind of just pure chaos. Riddler kind of has a structure to his game. And this Riddler feels a bit more like Jigsaw, kind of. But it works for me. Like, the way he kind of like has traps. And like you have to sacrifice something to get out of his traps. It's I don't know, it's kind of a cool take. I really liked that first episode. It's a strong start. And I'm going to try to do a run where I keep Joker as my friend. Just because I think he's really cool and I want to like be on his side.
Yeah, it's really tough, man. I can tell you, it's gonna get tough for you.
But like my philosophy behind it is like Bruce Wayne at least is a detective, or Batman's detective, but still, and so he's undercover as Joker's friend to take down the team from the inside.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of how I'm playing it. Like, I've still kind of told him like, hey, you're being inappropriate right now. But then, like, I'm his buddy. I just tell him how it is. I'm not, like, being rude to him or anything.
It's like, hey, man, stop being a dick.
Yeah, exactly. Which is how I am with my actual friends. So, it's not that unusual.
Exactly.
But so far, I'm liking Season 2 more than Season 1. I didn't really care for the Lady Arkham stuff in Season 1.
Yeah, that kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah. But I like the kind of the way it's building off the first season. I like Alfred's arc already. Kind of like the PTSD. And Ben, have you played Season 2 yet?
No, Captain, I have not.
Do you care about spoilers?
Kind of, yes, because I was very surprised at the first episode of who Lady Arkham was. So I would appreciate it, Laddie, if you do not spoil it. Why the fuck am I doing an accent?
I have no idea.
No, but keep doing it.
No. I don't want to offend our Irish listeners if we have any. I think I already did.
We don't.
Yeah,
do more.
no, please don't, because
well, we couldn't celebrate St. Patrick's Day, so this is the best we got.
Even though I know how typical Batman story works, I was pleasantly surprised by the twists and turns in Season 1. So
Fair.
I would like to go.
Yeah, because it doesn't follow the traditional Batman arcs. Like you can, like I didn't realize, the whole way you can like manipulate characters in Season 1.
That's a giant
I
spider,
assume
man.
some things had to go. Anyway, well, okay, I will ask you privately then. But I'm just curious if there's like a thing or two that you can stop from happening. Um, anyway, and then like 11 o'clock last night when it unlocked, I started playing Animal Crossing New Horizons. Because I kind of wanted to get like a head start so I could have like kind of, you know, quote unquote a day in there. Um, so that like today I would start on my second day because I know things unlock kind of slowly in that game. And it's really good. Like, it's Animal Crossing. There's still some kind of quirky like UI stuff in there where you have to go through like a few too many menus, and like moving things around in your house isn't super intuitive and things like that. But it's kind of this weird mix of like classic Animal Crossing and modern sensibilities. Like, for example, you start in a tent, and it's this tiny little tent that you can, you know, place objects and stuff in.
I've heard it called Animal Crossing Fire Festival. That's what I've heard it called. 'Cause you're on
Yeah,
an
I
island.
really wanted to see someone like name their island Firefest and just like trash the whole island, like not develop it at all.
Yeah, it's
But
hilarious.
that's not a very timely joke, so it's probably not going to happen. Anyway, and yeah, so you start in just a tent, and like it's you don't have a lot of room to move around, so there's not a lot of incentive to place anything or whatever. But like when you upgrade it to the house, suddenly you unlock the ability to like custom design your house. So instead of having to just like go up to something, you know, and like kind of push it to move it or whatever, you can actually go into like this kind of overhead grid and like pick things up and move them all over the place, and like put them up on the walls, and like it's super intuitive. And I'm like, why didn't they just have that all along? Like, why is it like super awkward when you're in the tent, and then when you're in a house you can do this designer mode? It's weird.
Why would you want to design a tent?
Well, I'm just saying, like, as far as like learning the mechanics of the game, it makes you think, oh, it's super clunky to put things down and put them where they belong. But then, like, it stops being clunky. It's just kind of a weird way to do it. And then there's things like when you place buildings down, you don't know how big the plot's going to be because it's just like an item in your inventory. So you go to where you think you might want to put it, and you select the item, and it like drops a grid down on the space in front of you and asks if this is okay. And like, or it just says like, you know, there's no room to place this, and you have to move somewhere else, you know, try again, and hope there's enough space. And that kind of thing is clunky because like you'd think it would be like, you know, Harvest Moon, for example, where like it puts a grid out in front of you whenever you're holding something, and like that's the amount of space it takes to do the thing, you know. Because it's not always easy to tell like where, like what block you're gonna hit, like when you dig and things like that. So I wouldn't mind just like a little kind of guide in front of you to help ease that issue. But it is the most streamlined, like efficient Animal Crossing game ever. It just unlocks kind of slowly. Like I've been time traveling just because like there's not much you can do. Like changing the system clock to go forward in time.
Like,
yeah, you didn't know that the Switch was a time machine?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
I assumed you get the time stone in Animal Crossing New Horizons.
I actually forgot about the show tonight because I'm on Tuesday. Yeah. But I came back, so it's okay.
Time paradox.
Anyway, so yeah, like it takes like let's see, I'm like I said, I think 5 days in, and I just got the blueprint to like build a bridge to another part of the island so that I can like place down more houses for villagers to come in. So it's basically been a week with just like me and 2 villagers. It's pretty slow. Like if you don't time travel, it would be a week of playing before you've even like gotten half the things you can get in the game. And I understand that's kind of how it has to play out, but when it's real world time, it's noticeably slower. And granted, I probably wouldn't mind it, but like I have a 4-day weekend right now off work, So I'm trying to get all the stuff I can so that, in the future I can just jump in for, an hour, farm for bells and stuff, uh, check the shops, and then be done. Like it'll just be my game that I check in daily. But while I have extra time, I want to get all the extra stuff done. But there's a lot of really cool things. Like you can travel to different islands that have like other fruit and bugs and things like that you might not be able to get on your island. And like anything you get on those little excursions, you can bring back. The multiplayer is super efficient. Like it's great. I don't really know how to like talk about it because it's still Animal Crossing, and there's still a lot I can't do yet. But like switching between tools is super efficient. It's just like a button tap to scroll through. You don't have to always go into your inventory, select the thing you want, hit hold.
Does it still take up like inventory space though?
Yeah.
Damn it! Come on.
Yeah, inventory is super limited.
That's one of those things I didn't like about that. Yeah.
And what's weird is like you have kind of an alternate tab for your clothing, like the stuff you're wearing, but if you just like have like a shirt or something that you're not wearing, it sits in your inventory. So you'd think they would just have like two separate screens of like, stuff and then apparel.
Yeah.
And like the apparel screen, you just pick the ones you currently are wearing, and the rest is just kind of in like a drawer on your person or something. Like it's already a stupid gimmick because you're loaded down with stuff and you don't have a noticeable backpack.
Right.
They don't have to explain it. But like when you first upgrade your house, you get a storage. So, you can run in there and drop anything extra, but you do have to keep your tools on you at all times. So that's 5 or 6 slots that's always taken up by tools. And that does suck.
Yeah.
And I also had an annoying issue where I didn't realize my stuff was full. And like, it's not that big a deal when it's full because you can just swap out. But I was like at the entrance to Nook, like Tom Nook's tent place, and there was a moth like swirling around his light. So I, snagged it with the net.
Mm-hmm.
It said I was full and to swap with something. So I went to swap, and it said there's nowhere near you to drop this. So like I couldn't swap. I had to just get rid of the moth.
Oh yeah, that sucks. God damn.
So it's like those goofy little things that like just seem like they should have been figured out by now.
Yeah.
Still kind of bring the game down. But it's a lot of fun. And if you love Animal Crossing, it's easily the best one of those. It's also weird to me how much lore Animal Crossing has. Because it's like, I think it was New Leaf introduced like Tom Nook's kids.
Yep.
And now he was talking about how like, he's like, I've been training you for years to take over the business. So you go and like, open up Nook's Cranny and like have your item shop, and I'm going to run this place. And like, you can do this on your own. I believe in you.
Mm-hmm.
And then like, there's, all these new characters that pop up. And like, it feels like they've actually like lived the past games already, which is super weird. But also kind of interesting. And like I love there's a lot of fun dialogue with Tom Nook about like the way he runs things isn't necessarily good business, but he's just trying to be an honest person.
Is he?
I mean, he gives you an interest-free loan.
Right.
That's true.
That you have no due date to pay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He even tells you like, no hurry, just pay it back whenever.
That's true.
And like his kids make some reference because like they're the ones you sell stuff to, and they're like, we have all this stuff you can buy, and we'll buy literally anything from you. Even like we'll even give you a little bit of money for weeds and things like that.
Yeah, they will.
It's probably they say something like financially it's probably not very smart of us, but we just want to help make this island more beautiful. And so it's like those kind of, it's like they're in on the joke, the whole joke of like Tom Nook being a crook and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just fun the way they play that up. But I don't really like my villagers yet. I didn't want to like keep restarting until I got villagers I liked. That's unnecessary when you can switch them out. But I definitely want to get some more in there so I can kick out the ones I have. But yeah, I don't know. It's a really good game. Like I said, it's kind of hard to explain Animal Crossing because you either know what it is or you don't. But I definitely look forward to more.
Benjamin.
So why didn't I play Ori and the Will of the Wisps this week? One word. Spawn. Spawn came out on this past Tuesday, and at first I was like, let's try him out. All right. First off, before I got to Spawn, I actually took my Shao Kahn online on the last day of this recent Combat League, and I'm so pissed because I didn't know what was going on, and if you did every challenge, you get a cool Shao Kahn golden armor skin. I'm like, you mother, and I would have gotten it too. I didn't know what was going on.
Crazy kids.
I was gonna say that.
I was 7-8-0 with Shao Kahn in my first 8 games. Like I love Nightwolf, right? He's great and all, and Sub-Zero's still neat. I wasn't gonna say the C word, but Shao Kahn just feels so good.
That's what I was thinking. What?
I didn't want to make a nice pun because I'm not the pun master here. But Shao Kahn just makes you go unga. Like there's such a satisfaction when I hit people with that hammer. My favorite thing to do. So for those who don't know, Shao Kahn has a projectile where he throws a spear at you. If you throw 3 spears at somebody, and then you do 1, 2, and then grab, he basically chucks the spear into you. If you connect 3 projectile spears before that, it's a crushing blow. So my favorite thing to do is to get it set, then get the uppercut crushing blow, and then do 1, 2, another crushing blow. The damage is stupid. It is so dumb. I don't get it all the time, but it's a rush. He definitely has problems in terms of other characters who can keep him away, because Shao Kahn, depending on the variation, doesn't really have a means to get in that very easily. He does, but he's just so much fun to play. I'm definitely gonna take when the next Combat League starts. I'm definitely going full Shao Kahn.
Not to call you out, but you said Spawn came out on Tuesday, and that's the reason you didn't play Ori all week. Our last show was Friday. You had Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
I have another game
Ori.
I was playing. Sassy Pants, Hold Your Horse.
Sassy Pants.
Just saying, you had one reason that you weren't playing, and it was Spawn.
I had 2. Whatever. I'm not Trump. Okay, it's a video game. Leave me alone. So
that's a pretty Trump thing to say.
Yeah, whatever. You're a terrible.
You take
reporter.
no responsibility. Is that what you're saying?
You're a terrible reporter. You're nasty quote. Nasty question. Why you gotta be mean to me? I'm just living. I didn't cause anything. Anyways, so I played Spawn, right? Oh. And as a kitty appears on screen. Yep. But this character, oh my god, I love Spawn. He's everything I want him to be. His damage output. Okay, I can't do it because I'm not that skilled, but I've seen people do like almost 90% combo damage off of full bar and everything. It's dumb. Like it all usually starts with he has a crushing blow from his throw that if you're facing the corner and like he's facing away, you get a crushing blow from that. Then you can do a dash up. And he has a move called Infernal Plasm, which basically a little bit of like fire and envelops the opponent. If you amplify that shit, the damage it causes from all that is dumb. It's stupid on how much damage it does. He also has a cool lunge where like he lunges back at you, but when you amplify it, it has like weapons come up from like underneath the earth from hell, and it bounces you back, and so you can continue your combo. Like he has so many cool different ways of playing. He has a low parry from his cape that's so sick. He has a cool glide technique that while I'm not good at, there's some players who can get some insane stuff off that. I'm not typically good at it, but it's pretty cool. He's gonna be a good character. The only question, like a lot of people are rating him pretty high right now, just from his damage output alone. Like it's kind of stupid on how much how hard he can hit you. That being said, one thing I love about Spawn is how easy it is to get his brutalities, and what I mean by that is, so I was playing Johnny Cage last week, and oh my god, some of the stuff you have to do to get some of his brutalities is dumb, and it's over. Like it's already hard enough because like doing the brutality is a risk enough because you're probably putting yourself in a position to where you might get fucked up and lose the game, uh, just from doing like down back A, hold, amplify, whatever. With Johnny Cage, you had to do like, oh, throw the sunglasses from a certain far away. You had to hit the parry mine 3 times in a row or something, or 3 times during the course of a match or something like that. It's so complicated. Versus Spawn, a lot of them, like the first thing you get is grab, hold forward, and then mash forward, and then you get it. And like every one of his brutalities, he sits on the throne, and like a throne rises from the grave, and it sits down. Yeah, his customizations are really cool. You get to customize his shoulder pads on his cape, which is so sick. You get to customize his one part of his boot, and then you get to customize one of his pauldrons, or his wrist guard. He just like and then some of the colors and costumes they have for Spawn, they're so. Oh my god! I just unlocked like this cool green, like it's a classic Spawn look, but it's like green and black. Like it's like a light green and black. Like so good. Yeah, he's everything I would want. And Keith David voicing him is so perfect. And my favorite part of him before I move on is his ending. So he like basically NetherRealm has started like to invade his world. So he's like, okay, you want to come fuck my shit up? I'm gonna come fuck your shit up. So he actually teams up with Scorpion and Sub-Zero to go take on the NetherRealm. Like all three of them raise hell, and like is this great image in the ending of like Scorpion and Sub-Zero, and it spawns in the background. It's so badass. Like they captured why this character is so cool and what makes him cool, whether in Keith David's voice, how he looks, his customizations. Like, man, I'm glad he was last. Like, I know it took forever to get here with Spawn. The game's been out for almost 10 months now, but I feel like it was worth the wait. And one thing I will also say is, like, I'm so glad NetherRealm shortened some of the requirements to get character towers, because before you had to get like an absurd number to get through one character tower. Like now it's like get 10 crushing blows. Before it was like 40 or 50 or some stupid bullshit like that, making you play the game forever. And that's fine, but it's like eventually I'm gonna want to stop. Now, like I'm on character tower 4 with Spawn, and there's only 5 levels, so I'm gonna be finished by next week at some point and beat all of those character towers. So that's cool, and there's some good stuff in there. His brutalities are all, like I said, are really neat. He's a dream come true. Like, and Keith David voicing him is just the icing on the cake. Like, it makes, like, I've liked most of the DLC in this game. You know, I think the only one I didn't like was Sindel, but I've never liked Sindel. But even then, I have fun playing with her when I'm trying to unlock stuff for her. So yeah, I'm really happy I bought the premium edition when I did, and not the standard, and then bought the premium, bought the DLC later. I'm really glad I bought it when I did. The other game that kept me busy though was Xenoblade Chronicles 2: The Golden Country, the prequel game. And I did a thing where, like, you know, you play a game and you're doing side quests, and you're like, well, I'm already here. Let's do this. Well, I need this item. It's just right over there. Like I literally did that for like 3 hours, and it was way past the point where I should have gone to sleep. I just couldn't stop, and I was just exploring, you know, just trying to find these specific components to like complete a side quest. That was it. But I just love being in this world, and it is definitely significantly smaller than the main game, and of course it is. It's you know, it's part of the expansion base. I wasn't expecting like a whole new world with it, but I liked what's in there. Like there's a lot to do in there. Yeah. So that's why I didn't play Ori, because I was so preoccupied with Spawn and Xenoblade 2. I just got past the first boss. The first kind of major boss you fight, Malos, who was in the main game. And at first he kicked my ass, and then I was like, well, I guess I got to make an adjustment, and lo and behold, I kicked his ass. And it just, and playing that boss fight, I really hope they change the battle system that was in Xenoblade Chronicles 1 to and have just take twos and put it in there. Like, because it's so
Probably
much.
gonna be built on that engine when they remake it. So
No, it definitely is. I mean, just looking at the first trailer, it's using that engine. I mean, Xenoblade Chronicles 1's combat is not hard, but I find the elemental damage stuff in 2 way much easier to understand and much more fun to execute. So I'm hoping well, it's going to be kind of different because in Chronicles 1 you're pretty much playing one character, versus in 2 you technically have your main character and then 2 subs behind you who you can alternate behind, who can change. So it's a little bit different, but I hope they somehow manipulate it to make it similar, because that would make the game way more fun, and I already love Xenoblade Chronicles 1 enough. So yeah, that's all I've been playing, is that, really just enjoying the time of my life. I promise to play Ori. I promise to play Ori next week, and I'll have something to report on. I don't know if I'll beat it, but we'll see. I will play Ori next week.
I'm holding you to that.
No.
They reminded me I had one more. I played the Trials of Mana demo on Switch, and one thing that demo taught me is I think I'm actually gonna get the game on PC. The Switch version was kind of jank, like with like the character models and stuff all looked fine. It looks about the same as the Dragon Quest XI port, but like the last layer of texture, like some of the the makeup, the face paint, that kind of thing, would just pop on like mid conversation. And like when you're just walking around the maps and stuff, there was some really serious pop in. The frame rate wasn't great. Like, again, it's a demo, it's in development, but it didn't look fantastic for how poorly it ran. So I might just get it on PC. But like that said, that's the same game I remember, just in 3D. It's a very faithful remake, and it makes me super happy because I love that game. I started with Hawkeye, and like the translated version I used to play, he was just Hawk, so I forget that's not his real name. But he's the kind of like double dagger like thief character, which I don't know, I'm always a sucker for them. Plus I knew his intro the best, so I figured he'd be good to start with. But everything feels a little weird in 3D just because, like, I'm used to kind of the top-down maps that feel a little smaller, whereas in this, like, everything just feels like larger and a little more empty just by design because they're taking literally the same maps. But I like it, and the voice acting's great, for what it is. The more cinematic quality is just like super cool. It just kind of brings the game to life in a way that I had kind of pictured it as a kid. But obviously it was just pretty static sprite art back then, but your mind kind of goes wild with those things. So it's neat to actually see it brought to life in that way. I didn't get to the end of the demo, but I basically got to where you get like your second party member, just so I could see how that works with like swapping between them and kind of playing, a different character and things like that. When you get your other party members, which you choose at the beginning, you have the choice to see their like introduction scene, because each of the 6 playable characters have their own like kind of prequel thing before the regular game starts, where everyone kind of has the same story plot. But so basically with each playthrough, you can see 3 of the intros. So you can realistically play the game twice and see all of the character introductions. But like you actually play it as if like you started with them. You just don't get to take the items and stuff out when you finish it, so that's kind of weird. Um, but yeah, like the game is what you know Secret of Mana to be. I mean, it's a action hack and slash with a radial dial for magic and stuff if you have a magic user. But they've streamlined it in a lot of ways. Like you have your magic radial and your item radial that are both like quick access on the triggers. They've added in a few new abilities, like you have a jump attack now, so you can kind of jump up and slam down and knock out enemies from the air. You have your light attack, your heavy attack, your charged heavy attack, and then like your super, which is like from the bar that you fill up. So that's a little more complex than it was before, where it was just like your regular attack, your charged attack, and then your super. And it, like the movement and stuff feels really fluid. The enemies are on the field. At nighttime you wake them up and get advantage. Like it's all there, and it's great. It feels perfect. This is not a cash-in remake like Secret of Mana was. It made me really happy to play through that, and I can't wait for it. Unfortunately, it's coming out just like a few weeks after Final Fantasy VII Remake, and that's gonna hurt it.
Oof.
But
for those of you curious, maybe you don't want to drop the $60.
I think it's 50.
$50 on the one game. You can buy it for $20 on the collection of Mana, where you get Mana 1, 2, and 3.
True.
Just an FYI. If you just want to like maybe play the first one.
It's the original. I mean, it is cool. Yeah. Like I've played that before, so I'm just excited for the remake. Granted, I didn't play it in the collection. I played like the fan translated ROM on SNES, like years ago.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it's the same game.
Yeah. I mean, I have it. I haven't played it. But just in anybody who, because I don't think a lot of people, because it kind of came out and then like nobody talks about it anymore, and it's currently on sale right now. So you get 3 games.
It's the first time Trials of Mana has been playable like legally.
Yeah.
So it's still huge.
Yeah. Plus you get a Game Boy game, which is not good or hasn't aged properly, and then you get trash, which is Secret of Mana.
It's also okay.
Wow.
It's very slow. Secret of Mana or Trials of Mana. I always want to call it Secret of Mana 3 because the original title of it was Seiken Densetsu 3, which is technically Secret of Mana 2. Yeah. But then when they finally brought it here, they renamed it Trials of Mana.
Yeah.
It's confusing.
It's
because they considered the 3 titles like Secret of Mana is technically Secret of Mana 2.
Yeah, because Final Fantasy Adventure, that's technically
the first Secret of Mana.
It's so stupid.
But America has all confusing stuff from that. Like think about our Final Fantasy timeline.
But they changed it, though.
1, 2, 3, and then 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they actually changed. They could have easily called it Secret of Mana 1, Secret of Mana 2, and Secret of Mana. Or they could have just called it Trials of Mana. They could have each called them 3 different Mana games.
Well, they did change it. Didn't they call that Game Boy one Adventures of Mana?
No, in the Collections of Mana, it's still called Final Fantasy Adventure.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
there's like I don't know if it's mobile only, but there's a 3D port of that game too.
Oh.
And it's called Adventures of Mana.
No idea about that.
I saw it on mobile, but I don't like mobile games really, because I don't think they control well. So I wouldn't play that one, but it is kind of in that same line of like the 3D remakes. So I assumed that was the canon name for it now, but I guess not. What's even more confusing is there was also this is total side tangent, but there was also I think 3 Final Fantasy Legends games that were in the Saga series. But they were called Final Fantasy Legends 1, 2, and 3 for the Game Boy. Super weird. I think it was a time when these other series didn't exist yet, and so it was like using the Final Fantasy brand.
Yeah, it's all marketing.
Yeah. And then that game kind of spawned out from that as like a Final Fantasy spin-off that became its own series. So now if you look back, you're like, oh, that was like the first game in this series, but it wasn't called that yet. But yeah, super confusing. But Trials of Mana is great. Check out the demo if you haven't yet, because it's free. I think the demo is on Switch, PC, and PS4. I just got it on Switch because I figured I'd get the game on Switch, but now I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It is very pretty. The Switch version just doesn't look great. But yeah, you can. Sorry, Thomas. I didn't mean to take it from you. But...
Was Ben done?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I can rail out Spawn for another 20 minutes if you want.
Please do. So I've been playing Ori, unlike Ben. I haven't gotten very far, so I don't know if I have anything to add other than what Justin's already said. But it's a good game. Action in the platforming feels better than it does in the first one. Checkpoint.
I said last time that a lot of the new abilities aren't great, but you get some really good ones at the end.
Yeah, I know you said you really like the weapon variation in this one. So
yeah.
The fact that Ori has like an actual attack now is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like a sword, pretty much.
That sword is satisfying. That never leaves your inventory.
It's really cool, man. I really like it.
I didn't get the spear until late game, and I super regret that because that weapon is broken.
Okay, so you're telling me get the spear as soon as I can.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I like the upgrade system in this. Like, there's a bunch of different upgrade systems. Like, not only are you upgrading Ori, but you can go ahead and get things from the blacksmith, and he'll change like the world around you. Like, I just bought the upgrade to get rid of the thorns, which I guess doesn't get rid of the spikes, right?
It's just in that village.
Oh, just in the so it's just to upgrade the village. It doesn't upgrade the
Yeah.
whole world. Oh, okay. Yeah,
That would be broken if it upgraded the whole world.
that'd be
He's
awesome.
only one guy.
Hey, you never know. But yeah, I thought it was the whole world. So, anyways, that would have been awesome. Wouldn't have to worry about that.
It's still really satisfying, like seeing this village come to life.
Yeah, sure. What do you know what you get at the end of that, or
Kudos.
just kudos? Yeah, an achievement.
I mean, each thing like unlocks a new part of the village for you, so it's kind of an ongoing side quest to like get to different areas of it.
Okay.
But I will say, like, the final upgrade is pretty much just beautification.
Okay. All right.
You get an achievement for it. I think that's it.
Okay, that's fine. But yeah, I'm gonna play more of that over the weekend. I think that's gonna be my weekend stream game, like Saturday morning.
Yeah.
I'll
try to pop in the morning while I'm playing Animal Crossing. Help you out.
Me, Justin, and Sully, we played some Division 2 yesterday. Kind of. I played with you, and then you logged off, and then I played with him, and then I logged off.
Yeah.
That's pretty much how that went down. What do you think of Division 2 so far?
I like it, actually. Like, I'm not usually super into, like, wartime shooters or third-person shooters, and this is kind of both of those, but it's, like, a specialized take on it. And, like, the cover system's really good. The weapons feel, like, accurate. Like, I feel like, you know, because a lot of times with third-person shooters, it feels chunky. Because, like, you're so far away from your character that it doesn't feel like you're shooting. It feels like you're just kind of aiming someone else's gun, if that makes sense. But I actually found myself, like, being really precise with these weapons.
Yep. Yeah, they're really good weapons. I like the sound design of the weapons themselves. Like, they just sound really good to shoot.
Yeah.
Like,
The
really
weapons,
satisfying.
the gadget loadouts are cool.
Yep.
I freaking love my Seeker mines.
The Seeker mines are awesome, dude. They're broken. But yeah, like you just started playing and you already realized like the loot is kind of unimpressive. That does change, by the way, because I started a little character with you guys, and all it is the same fucking thing over and over.
Yeah,
and
like you got to the point where like I would get another of the same thing, and it's
right.
like, oh, I guess I've maxed out the power at this point.
Yeah,
maybe.
I think as you level up, you'll start getting more greens and blues and purples and all that. So you'll start seeing different builds and stuff that you can do.
Yeah, they need to add in the modifiers and not just be here's more power.
Yeah, so you'll eventually get there. You did ask me what do you get for leveling up, and you do get a whole bunch of stuff, but I guess you didn't see the text that pops by.
I didn't know I had leveled up at first.
Oh, okay. But But yeah, like you get more health, abilities to
Oh, so
like.
it's actual stat boosts then.
Yeah, there's like some stat boosts in there. Yeah.
Okay. Because I just noticed like the abilities score, like you can't just go and choose a new skill. You have to like build those up.
Also, with your SHD caches, there's actually perks that you can buy that give you like more grenades or more armor, stuff like that. So I completely forgot about the perk upgrades. So you can go in there and probably get one of those for like 2 or 1 of those SHD techs that you got. Yeah,
We'll figure it out when I jump in next time.
I'll try.
It's a dense game.
I'll try to remind you. There's a lot to do in that game, but a lot of the like when you get to the end game, a lot of the loot is the same, and there's no real chase for anything. It's kind of just the same thing over and over again. That's why I didn't stick around for it, because I'm like, I already done the game. I spent 80 hours. I think I'm done.
It seems like the kind of game that has a really good like mid range.
It does.
Like once you learn what you're doing, then it's probably a super good like like middle campaign section, and then like the end game grind isn't really there.
Yeah. I don't want to say. I don't remember, but yeah, I started playing the New York stuff, and trying to think about it. It's just more of the same, pretty much. You just go and find the safe houses and then unlock the stuff that's around there. Oh, I want to talk to the specialization classes. So you're not there yet, but eventually when you get to the end of the game, or near the end of the game anyways, they start unlocking specializations, and those give you like new abilities and new perks. And also a new class gun. So you can get a rocket launcher or a flamethrower, a minigun, stuff like that, grenade launcher, and you fill out the roles that you play with that specialization, and that stuff is really fun. Like I never played the flamethrower class before. I just loaded that up today, started just cooking fools. It's pretty good. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I like Division 2. I like the way it plays.
Yeah.
So I think that's about it for me. Let's head into the news. Let's start with some more coronavirus topics. So GameStop tells employees to work through the COVID crisis, and Justin is gone. I think the COVID got him.
Yeah. Oh no.
I'm sorry. I used the dark humor.
Oh no. We need.
Shh. Nothing happened. I've been here the whole time.
Oh, the COVID didn't get you. Good.
No, I was trying to tab over to the news story, and I closed out of Hangouts instead. I'm very sick, guys. That's not true. It's just a sinus infection, but I'm tired.
Yeah, so GameStop tells employees to work through the COVID crisis and ignores the government lockdown orders. So in light of the global pandemic, many businesses across the world have shuttered their doors in effect to keep the coronavirus from spreading. Business deemed essential, grocery stores, healthcare services, and law enforcement are able to continue their operations. Now it seems like the long-running video game retail store GameStop has decided that it too falls under the category of essential businesses.
Oh.
There has been an update since that all California GameStops have closed.
Mm-hmm.
But the lead up to all of this has still been garbage.
Yeah,
so it's worth noting.
And it doesn't help that they also sent out an email to GameStop employees saying that you have to buy your own hand sanitizer and cleaning supplies.
Yeah, it's a mess.
Yeah,
like they've got Reggie now. Why are they still being terrible?
Because he has no say in these operations.
Shh, it was a joke.
Oh, okay. I just don't want to feel ignorance. Because I guarantee you some people are probably mad at Reggie for this.
Reggie is just going to collect a paycheck. He's fine.
Yeah, we said that last week. Yeah, everyone who ever made the decision, fired. Like, seriously. That's awful.
Yeah, it's a bad call, man.
Like, it's fucking video games. All that shit that you could want, buy it off the various eShops.
You can just buy it off of eBay, or, well, I guess not eBay, but GameStop.com.
Yeah.
Right, they're not essential. People are getting digital copies.
Yeah.
they need good press right now. Like this is not going to
No.
help them.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
I would have said, "Fuck you, I'm going home."
yeah.
Yeah. Stupid.
The GameStop that's near me, it only allows 6 people in at a time. It was 10 when I came in. When I left, it was 6.
Which probably isn't hard. I've never seen more than 6 people in the GameStop near me.
Oh.
On the weekends, it can get pretty busy. Weekdays aren't usually that busy when I'm walking home because I just walk by it every time and I look in. But weekends can get busy. So when I was walking, there were people waiting out, like not a long line, but like just like 4 or 5 people waiting outside to go in.
Yeah.
So
because I've heard of that same situation at like Best Buy and things like that, and that would probably be more difficult. Although it's also a bigger space, so that you can do more social distancing. I imagine they can have more people in the store.
yeah.
Still.
And Best Buy is not
Weird.
exactly crowded. You're not going to be crowded in a Best Buy.
Right.
It's not a grocery store. Yeah.
As long as it's not Black Friday.
Yeah.
Although one of my friends that works in retail sent me a picture from his store, because he just left. His wife is having a baby, but he was like, before I left, like this was what I had here, and it was just like you couldn't see anything but people in the picture. Like it's insane out there,
Yeah.
and people just don't care. They'd rather hoard everything than stay away from people, which doesn't make any sense because you're just gonna have all your hoard and be sick.
Yep. Or it's gonna go rotten before you have
Right.
a chance to eat all that shit.
Yeah. Stay home, kids.
Yep. Just stay home. I'm in some states. I'm considered a emergency worker. So Minnesota just passed that or something.
Weird.
But just because like we're essential, like we're like literally have the chance to get sick just because we're providing an essential. I work in an essential business, so it's weird.
Mhm.
It's weird. I don't no, it's fine. Just doing my job.
And Missouri is one of the states that's just not taking it serious at all. So that's fun.
Okay. I know here all the restaurants are officially closed, all bars are closed, which hurts here even more because like Austin's kind of known for its bars.
Mhm.
36.
So like yeah, Sixth Street.
Yeah.
Like it's fucking. I keep saying this, but dude, it literally feels like there's still people like walking around like dogs. You could like the air's not poisonous. But like 'cause some people treat it like that. But like, dude, it's swear to God, it feels like that opening part of an Endgame where like everybody's just gone.
Mhm.
And it's like it feels.
I
like,
mean, the stadiums are empty. Like that's kind of
yeah. Like it feels quiet.
Ben,
it feels too quiet.
Did you
which
watch?
is good.
Did you watch any of the wrestling shows that had 0 attendance?
I've seen the gifs, and sometimes it's great, like the Bray Wyatt stuff. Sometimes it's like Steve Austin asking the crowd for a hell yeah, and it's just Byron Saxton. That's like, couldn't you alter that a little bit, Steve?
I think he did that on purpose.
Oh, just to fuck yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna do WrestleMania like that, Thomas.
Yeah, I know. That's going to be very interesting to see.
Yeah, at least AEW put like their wrestlers into the crowd to act as a crowd. But
I saw that Conan O'Brien is going to bring his show back on like the 31st, and he's going to film it from home on his iPhone remotely and have his guests Skype in.
That's awesome.
funny.
And I really want to watch that because that sounds awesome.
It sounds like he's just vlogging from home.
Basically.
That's pretty cool.
But he's like, I realize right now the people need, shows like mine. So
Yeah.
we're going to do our best and see if we can make it happen.
People need some kind of escape.
Yeah.
Yeah, but fuck GameStop though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So keeping up with the theme of coronavirus, Final Fantasy VII Remake has been unavailable at launch in some regions due to coronavirus, but is still going to have its worldwide release of April 10th.
It's just that
Some
I
people
know.
won't get deliveries.
yeah. Because I know Amazon released a press statement basically saying that they're prioritized. You can still make orders, but like essential stuff that people need, those will be priorities.
Yeah.
Everything else will be like, if it's not, it's gonna you're gonna wait a little longer, dude. Hey, you waited 20 years, maybe. Some people
I don't
feel
know.
like it.
Ever since the PS3, how about that?
I'm just going to get
Yeah.
it digital. That's
Yeah.
fine.
That's what I'm saying. If you don't want to wait, just buy digitally. Like I think some people who are most concerned, like if they order the collector's edition. But I'm like,
Right.
like I could understand it, but I'm like, then you just got to be patient. Like you just have to like be patient.
Yeah.
You have no choice.
And I think a lot of it is like Amazon is not delaying anything, but
Oh.
they can only ship what's in their warehouse.
Right.
So if things are being delayed shipping to them, then they can't ship it out yet.
Right. Exactly.
And that's why Square sent it out saying that Amazon orders might be delayed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I ordered
If
mine
you-
from Walmart, so I don't know. I don't care if I have to wait or not. I pre-ordered the game. I saved $20. I'm good.
just be patient. It's just a video game. If you really want it day one, pre-purchase, download it. There you go.
You've
Like,
waited this long.
You know.
All right, moving on. We got Nintendo prevails in a lawsuit over the Switch console and Joy-Con design. So after 2.5 years, the back and forth of a patent battle around the Nintendo Switch's design has ended in a win for the Japanese gaming company. In 2017, GameVice filed a suit against Nintendo, claiming that the Switch was too similar to its gaming tablet and that Nintendo's Joy-Cons were a ripoff of its Snap-on tablet and smartphone controllers. GameVice even tried to stop Nintendo from importing Switch units to the United States in 2018. The U.S. Patent and Trademark Office filed a termination decision document on Saturdays this week that explains why it ruled in Nintendo's favor. The biggest factors seem to be that GameVice's use of a flexible bridge to connect the pair of controllers, plus the fact that each controller has to be fitted to a tablet or smartphone. These facets are in contrast to the Switch's wireless connectivity and its lock-on technology. The technology of the Switch and GameVice's controllers may bear a passing resemblance to one another, but at their core they're completely different, to be fair. The concepts shared between the two companies are close enough that it's clear that GameVice isn't just simply a patent troll. Yeah, it's just... I don't know, like reading this article just made me think about how long we've been doing this now.
Yeah.
Because like I remember we originally read this, or like
Mhm.
the case for this.
And they were first being sued.
Yeah.
But they were never going to win. I mean,
Yeah.
oh, you have a thing. You came up with a similar idea. Okay. Like, that's nothing.
That's what patents are, though. Like you're trying to, like that's what they are, patents.
I know. But that doesn't mean that like no one else can make anything remotely similar to that.
Mm-hmm.
You're patenting your specific product.
There was a product that we like my company, or well, let's just say my company that I work for, couldn't sell because it was like one hinge on it was too similar to another headphone, so we legally couldn't sell it.
That's
Headphones.
stupid.
Headphones have hinges.
Is that a question?
I'm very confused. I didn't.
Yeah, like
where's
the
Oh, I see. I use earbuds mostly.
Okay.
It's weird. 'Cause
Yeah.
when I think hinge, I think door. I'm like, are headphones doors? What?
they're
Yes.
doors to music.
I mean, the ear cups are doors to your ear.
Yeah.
Huh.
They open the channel to sound.
Yeah. Wow. Mindgasm. Ah.
That sounds like a Jaden Smith tweet. Headphones are just doors to music.
Mute mod, shut the fuck. Sorry, Mute mod got out of his cage again. Sorry.
So let's talk a little bit about the new consoles coming out this year, maybe. Xbox Series Xbox Series X will have expandable storage through custom 1 terabyte cards. So Seagate and Microsoft have teamed up for a proprietary storage solution.
Oof.
Everyone loves those.
Oof.
Yeah, well,
Why?
the headline is pretty much the story here.
Yeah. But this is like everyone crapped on Sony for their like memory sticks and stuff. And then now they're the ones, which we'll get to, that are saying, "Oh yeah, you could use any hard drive." And Microsoft is the one putting out a proprietary memory card.
We
Which
don't
is
know
funny.
what the price of those cards are, but yeah, you're right. And I assume it
Yeah.
has something to do with like load speeds and like how.
Yeah, because it's a proprietary memory system that the system reads fast.
That's what I
get it.
assume. That's what it is. Yeah.
But I think it said something like you can use other hard drives, you just won't get the full speed and performance. Oh, Series X will also accept external USB hard drives. They can be backed up to a USB drive, but users must install them to the console's internal SSD or storage expansion card to play them. Okay.
So does that just mean you have to format it to the console?
No, it means that like you can basically have backups of the games that maybe you're not currently playing, but you don't want to have to reinstall. But that data has to be transferred to the internal storage to actually play the game.
Oh, okay. Weird. That's weird.
Yeah. But let's be honest, these cards are probably going to be like over $100.
Yeah, it's gonna. Yeah,
We'll see.
it's that like. Oh, that, like, especially with how Microsoft's been like very pro consumer friendly. This is like kind of. I'm not like, oh, it's dead. It's not. It's just kind of a step backward a little bit.
Yeah. I like the idea of like just putting stuff on this, tiny hard drive and then like taking it to a friend's house to play or whatever. But like that was the day of memory cards when you would, throw your save date on there, hook it into your friend's GameCube. They already own or you take the disc over there, and continue playing. And the memory cards were like $10 a piece. It's a little different when it's like $100+ hard drive that you're carrying around with you all the time.
Yep. Yep. It sucks.
Kind of weird.
We'll just keep on the Microsoft train, and then we'll hop over to the PlayStation train after. So keeping in line with Microsoft, there was a reveal on Microsoft website that said that revealed the launch for Thanksgiving 2020, but then it was retracted.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
It's definitely coming in Thanksgiving.
Following the surprise appearance of a Thanksgiving 2020 release date for Series X on a number of Microsoft's internal websites earlier today, the company called for listing inaccurate, reiterating that its commitment is launching to the console holiday 2020. Which holiday? We don't know. Maybe Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
It could be Labor Day. They could surprise launch, motherfuckers. Labor Day.
Arbor Day.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna launch your Xbox on Mother's Day this year.
Buy your mom the gift of green. Xbox, if you use that, I want fucking money.
No, that's why they should do Arbor Day. They would, because they already did that picture of like the banana or the refrigerator for scale. So they could have their tall, stocky Xbox console next to a tree. It'd be perfect. Sorry, continue.
No, that's about it, pretty much.
It's definitely coming Thanksgiving though.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
It's probably gonna be it.
Hopefully a $100 Xbox Series. Actually, I think the Xbox Series X is what, $200 right now, right? At the Microsoft Store? I saw a tweet about that. And I almost jumped on it.
You just mean the Xbox One X.
Yeah, that's
the One X is $250.
The one you have? No, what's the one you have?
The One X.
Yeah, I think I saw it was like either 200 or something, but it was.
It's got to be $250. I would be mad if it's less than what I paid for it.
Okay, I almost
Granted,
jumped
that
on
was
it.
5 months ago.
I almost jumped on it, man. I'm like, nope, I need a new mattress first.
Yeah, because that you can literally jump on.
Yes,
I almost guarantee it's going to come out Thanksgiving, and they're going to brand it as THANX Giving.
Oh,
please no.
Oh, the cringe hurts, man. No. If that happens, I'm flying. Well, I probably won't have to. I won't be able to fly.
We're gonna blame Justin for this.
Yeah, it'll be your fault.
Just wait.
And for the next 5 years, we can the Xbox Series X is underselling. Well, it's Justin's fault. There you go.
Mm-hmm. So Xbox is introducing Xbox Game Pass Ultimate Perks Plus, new titles for console and PC. So today they're announcing Ultimate Perks. It's a new exclusive member benefit starting March 18th that provides even more value for Ultimate members.
This is your first time reading this, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, totally.
So basically this is like special benefits in games that are already on Game Pass. and it could be like small bits of DLC, in-game content, whatever they feel like doing. So like the one cool example I saw was for Sea of Thieves, and it was an Ori inspired ship. So like it has like Ori as kind of like the masthead or whatever it's called. And like an Ori head as a flag and that kind of thing. And you only get it as a perks member. So you can, sail the high seas on an Ori ship, which is pretty cool. But there's a few others listed here, like a special content bundle for Phantasy Star Online 2, which just launched. Includes unique emotes, in-game cosmetics, a gold ticket mission pass, and in-game currency. And then Smite has a bundle that includes 5 gods, special character skins, and voice packs. And then there's more perks coming in the future. They're just kind of going to be added as as there's reasons to advertise things. But it's just another neat thing. If you've already got the service, why not? Maybe it'll convince you to play a game you wouldn't have played otherwise.
Ben,
I just love that they keep like putting in new stuff.
Ben, Power Rangers Battle for the Grid is coming to Game Pass on PC.
I have it on Switch and it's crossplay with everything. So
okay, so me and
then we can play together.
Yeah, all right. We could have played. Yeah. I can fight y'all in another fighting game. Yay!
Yeah, you can kick my ass for 10 minutes and I'll never play it again.
Yeah, that's probably what's gonna happen.
I'm not even good.
Shut up! Yes, you are. You always say this.
You
then you
always
kill
say
people.
that, and then you win.
Because I've played this game for maybe a total of 2 hours. Like it's
You know how fighting games work, though.
Not this one. I'm not good at Marvel style games. Like listen.
I'm not buying it, man. You say this every time.
No. If it was Mortal Kombat, maybe, but like or definitely Street Fighter, y'all wouldn't be able to touch me. But like we can have a good time. We'll have a good time. Let's stream. Well, actually, it has a good internet net code. We should stream it, and let's see how many times can y'all beat me.
I know nothing about this, so I'll practice a little bit. But
you literally can just mash. Like it's built for that. It's built
what
for
I do all the time.
Yeah, and just send me a message. I'll have this downloaded.
You can but like.
Well, it comes out next week.
Okay, I promise not to practice.
Wow,
does it come with the DLC, the Xbox, the PC version? Because I don't
think so. I don't think Game Pass games come with DLC.
Okay, because that's fine.
No,
because I don't own the DLC on the Switch version because it's like $15 for each for 2 character expansions, and I kind of wish I would have held out for the Ultimate Edition, which was it's normal price 40, but it's gone as low as 23. That's with the first season pass. It's like that's a steal right there. And then you paid the second DLC pass for like $15. So yeah.
All right, future content on the show coming soon.
How many times can the Chart boys beat me in a fighting game? Let's go.
0 is the answer.
You'll probably get a couple in because mashing works in that game.
It's true. I beat you a few times in Mortal Kombat with mashing.
Yeah, but you know how Mortal Kombat works.
You won't. You wouldn't do it now though.
No, definitely not.
Hey Justin, let's play Mortal Kombat later.
No, I have Animal Crossing to play. Find me in Animal Crossing.
I mean, I'll play
house?
Smash. You want to play Smash? We can play Smash. No items. Final Destination Fox only.
No.
Oh.
Maybe Falco.
Maybe okay.
So let's hop over to the PlayStation side.
Oh, with Dana Carvey?
What?
The presenter, he looks like Dana Carvey.
Mark Cerny?
Yeah, I know who Mark Cerny is, but like, he looked like Dana Carvey.
I don't know if I've seen him.
If you look at it,
I don't know who David Carney is.
Oh, he does look like Dana Carvey.
Yeah, I know. Max made the joke first, so I was like, Holy shit! It is
Huh.
Dana Carvey explaining all these numbers and shit at you. Um, yeah,
That's kind of funny.
it is.
Anyway,
Love you, Max. You won't hear this.
Anyway, PlayStation 4. Oh well, hang on.
PlayStation 5.
PlayStation 5 will only play 2.5% of the PlayStation 4's library.
This has also been updated a little bit.
Yeah.
I believe what the original article was like misinterpreting was that there's only like 2.5% that's currently working, like as like current builds, and like optimized for the PS5. But they're shooting to have, I think it was the top 100 PS4 games at launch.
Yeah.
And working on like the full 4,000 game library or whatever.
I saw people get mad at that, and that made me mad.
I thought that
Right.
they said the PS5 was going to play all of your PlayStation games from 2.1 as well.
That was a rumor that so far has proven to be bullshit.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't actually get that article to load because it wants me to turn off my ad blocker, and I refuse.
I have ad blocker on, so.
Well, it's not. It doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, but so far that rumor has proven to be false.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now.
But it does suck because like Xbox has been backwards compatible for a while.
Yeah.
And they say that their next Xbox is going to be backwards compatible with their previous consoles as well, like the
Right.
360 and the one, like the original.
Right. Like that's why I'm kind of more on Microsoft's side now.
Even with the proprietary memory cards.
Yeah. Because they're crushing it at like the user experience.
Yeah.
Sony doesn't care. They're like, here's the next thing. That's all you should care about.
Yeah.
Play the new stuff.
Yeah, I'm just annoyed at Sony, at PlayStation people who are like, only the first 100. Like, bitch, you probably only play 5 games in your library. Shut the fuck up. 100's plenty enough for you at launch. Sit down. Just sit down.
I mean, that's fair. But like, you don't know specifically which games someone has. Like, that's the thing. It's like, if you own games, they should continue to be available to you.
No, you're right about that.
So, the full library, like, you can say top 100 games, but there's going to be people that are screwed over by that. So they buy the new system and can't play their games,
Listen, I'm
while
sorry.
other people can play their games. That's a different amount of value for the same amount of money.
Yeah, I'm sorry that they can't play their anime hentai game because it's not one of the top 100 PlayStation games.
Please, the people that are playing those games are on PC already.
That's true.
Or they still have their PS3s plugged in, because that's
No.
where all the Weibo games were.
Yeah. There's plenty of weeaboo trash on the PS4.
Mm.
A lot of weeaboo trash on the Switch.
But the PS3 had all the backwards compatibility in it.
OG did at least, right? Because of
Yeah.
PS2.
Well, I meant like just the digital library.
Oh, not really. Not with PS2 at least.
There was no digital library for PS2.
Yeah, if there was, like a very slim pickings.
It didn't have PS2 games?
Not a lot.
No, it played it physically.
On the OG one. But
Yeah.
newer models couldn't because they took that feature out for some stupid. Well, I know the reason why, but
Like you could rebuy your games for PS2, I think, or PS1.
It plays PS1 games. My current PS3 was a relatively quote unquote newer model when I bought it. That can play PS1 disc, but it cannot play PS2 disc.
Anyways, let's get into the PS5 specs.
Oh,
Boring spec presentation.
that everybody like. This was intended for GDC, correct?
Yeah, like we shouldn't have expected it to be interesting, but they also shouldn't have hyped it up. It should have
Right.
just been for developers to watch, and then they trickle out the information.
Right.
Yeah, I
Although-
personally don't care.
Dana Carvey did a really great job of making it somewhat interesting.
There's like weird like cardboard cutout people, and
That
like,
was
it's just-
weird.
it
I was like,
didn't.
why?
It's like they took this stuffy like this stuffy PowerPoint presentation, and tried to make it like an interesting like press conference thing, and it wasn't. But anyway, the system seems powerful.
It's apparently it's gonna be, guys. It's gonna be more. It's apparently it's not as powerful as the Series X, which is like
Well, it's supposed to be more efficient in what it can do, but like hardware wise, it's not as powerful.
Yeah.
But I guess the Xbox does more of its processing and stuff through software. And so the actual like power of the Xbox will not be fully recognized because part of that power is going towards the software rendering that the PlayStation 5 is doing on hardware. So it'll about even out.
Right.
That's what Digital Foundry said.
All right.
But I don't know. Like it's chunky data.
Yeah.
Like it's got a lot of them flops. It's got a lot of cores, a lot of memory.
Yep.
Like, sure.
It did, but they also did mention about like the sort of like they mentioned something in the presentation about like they're not gonna obviously have the proprietary, storage stuff, which is good. So that's good. Normally, that's, like we said earlier, that's a Sony scumbag thing to make you pay an extra $50. That's the reason why I never bought a Vita, because those damn memory cards, man.
Yeah, that was insane.
Same.
Yeah.
I was gonna pick up one cheap, like after they stopped making them, just to like mod it and play like as an emulator.
Yeah.
But the only thing I can recognize, even for like putting ROMs and stuff on, is those memory sticks.
Yeah.
So it's garbage.
So stupid. And I bet you those memory cards are even more expensive now.
Probably.
So I can get a 64 gig for on Amazon from third-party sellers for cheapest one is used and it's $134.41.
Jeez. Yeah, they don't make them anymore.
Yeah. Who would they? Console died when it launched.
The most expensive one I could buy is the same card, but for $264.77.
Shout outs to Nintendo for like making a lot of micro SDs usable. Like seriously.
Yeah. I've got like a 128 gig in my Switch. And I get everything digitally without a problem.
I have a 200 gigabyte one.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, it's so awesome.
Love the Switch.
Mm-hmm. Long live the Switch, baby.
So I'm trying to just kind of scroll through this boring chunk of text
I didn't even
to see if
bother.
there's anything like worthwhile in it to
I
explain.
watched the presentation and I fell asleep.
Well, 1 second. So the weird thing is like the SSD in the system is 825 gig, which I immediately thought was maybe like it's a 1 terabyte drive that like you have access to 825 gigs of.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Because like the way it's used or whatever. But this makes it sound like it's a proprietary like memory solution that's just 825 gigs, because that's like what is most optimal for the interface that they're running. So you probably don't even have that much available.
That's nuts.
And then I'm trying to find like the third party like expanding. Here we go. Ever since Mark Cerny first revealed the proprietary nature of the SSD, questions have been asked about expandable storage. PlayStation 5 is backwards compatible, and you can save space by running your older games from standard external storage. Backwards compatible to PS4, by the way. It won't be as fast as booting from the internal SSD, but it'll free up space for the next-gen titles that are going to need it. Once the limit is hit, we suspect that games can be backed up to standard hard drives, but there is no option to boost SSD storage.
So the same thing with Microsoft, but you can't expand it.
Right. So you can use any drive for old games. Whereas on Xbox, you can't even use other drives for old games. You can only use it to store things.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's still like it's taking those old games and optimizing them for Series X, which means it still has to run off the SSD.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So this is kind of weird. Like
Next gen's gonna be weird, man.
Yeah, this next gen, like it's going to be a step up, but it's not going to feel like as much of a step up, especially with this weird like, future games are still going to work on current systems for a while. You just won't get full ability. But like it doesn't feel like they're ready for next gen. because like SSDs are fairly common now, but they're trying to basically make that the catalyst of like game development. And so everything is relying on these proprietary drives that you can't expand. And each game is like 100 gigabytes now. So with these proprietary drives, you're going to get maybe 8 to 10 games on there at a time, which is not a lot when you think about it.
Nope.
And they're going to have to run off the storage. Like even if you buy a physical game, it's still going to have to download all that so it can run, load off of the SSD.
Yeah.
It's not great.
This is why I'm sticking with my Switch, bitch, and maybe a Xbox One X if I can find one cheap.
Yeah. I'm also like just, from a quick like disability standpoint, I don't like this 3D audio feature. I think I've talked about this before, like when they first announced it, but they're hyping this up as like the system seller because like, it's something that everyone can experience, but that's not true.
No. I will say though that 3D audio is pretty amazing for someone that can actually experience
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
But this is even saying like this is more about being able to precisely track where objects are located, and the science in delivering this is simply astonishing, having to take into account the shape of your ears and even the size and shape of your head. So it's basically like it's calibrating the 3D audio to your ears. But it's like you said, it's cool for people that can enjoy it. I just don't want it to be one of those things that like they actually use in game development where like you're at a disadvantage if you can't do it.
Well, I'm sure for like anything that's online competitive in that kind of setting is going to give you a disadvantage.
Yeah. I just hope they have, they have the mind to have the disability settings or accessibility settings.
Yeah.
Where there's like, visual cues or something.
I'm going to say like every game should have a mono mode.
Right. I agree. I hate when like someone's like, "Oh man, did you hear that?" And I'm like, "No, what?" Because it was only in the left ear.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Or like I like to wear only one ear cup when I play most of the time, and when there's someone talking on the left, I have to put the ear cup on, and I'm just I don't know, it's just the way I wear headphones when I play games. It's something I do. But
Game's been doing that for a while, where it's like it's location based. So as someone walks away from you, and so like I'll miss. That's why I always turn captions on in games.
Yeah,
because I'll miss part of the conversation because they walk off to my left and I lose the whole audio.
Yeah.
And it makes me mad because like I didn't sign up for that.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's the one accessibility thing that just really gets to me. And
it's
I know
not
like,
hard. It's not hard to do. Like it's just
right.
flipping the channels to one.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just a thing. Like next gen, I know like they're gonna keep innovating, keep making new things, but I feel like with every new generation, it like excludes that many more people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something Microsoft has done really well with their accessibility controller and things like that. Is keep gamers involved.
All right. That's our last news story, unless I missed anything.
I have one thing, and it's glorious, and it's going to be very quick.
Is it Spawn related?
It's not Spawn related, but it's fighting game related. Guilty Gear Strive, the upcoming Guilty Gear game is supposed to release later this year, announced this week there's going to be an online beta that you can sign up for applications. It's not first come, first serve. It's pretty much if you get in, you get in. That's it. But along with that, they officially announced that the new Guilty Gear game will have rollback netcode. And for those of you who don't know, rollback netcode is what is used in a lot of good fighting games like Mortal Kombat and Skullgirls and Killer Instinct, which is a very good, when used properly, a very, very good netcode source, unlike most of Arc Systems games, which are based on delay-based netcode. Look up a person named Sajam. He is a prominent FGC person who goes into depth way more than I could on why delay-based is trash. But it is a sign that Arc System is listening to their players, to their fans, because that's the number one thing that people asked for was, please put rollback netcode. Now the only question is, can they implement it properly? But the fact that they're doing it, that's a step. And
Yeah, they make so many fighting games that I was bound to catch up.
yeah, well, a lot of the reason why they haven't done it, at least from speculation, is like it's the Japanese pride. I'm like, it's not our thing. We have to do our thing. So yeah, and that's not just the Japanese thing. That's pretty much like a culturalism thing. Like it's American, even though we buy most of our things from China. But yeah, so if you're a get player, look forward to that. Let's just hope they implement it correctly and not cheap out on it like Street Fighter V, because Street Fighter V has rollback netcode. It was just implemented in the worst possible way. So that was it. That was it. Guilty Gear.
That Guilty Gear game looks really good.
Oh yeah, they're showing 2 new character trailers this weekend.
So Justin, where can people find you?
You can find me if you look for Zero Score on Twitter or YouTube or Twitch/Mixer. I've been taking it pretty easily lately, so it's pretty much just Twitter. But if you have Animal Crossing, you should add me on the Switch, or just find me like on Twitter and then ask for my Switch code, because friend codes are stupid. And we can hang out in each other's villages. I promise not to wreck all your flowers.
I think you can add friends via Twitter.
You can, if they've linked their Switch to Twitter.
Yeah, so if you're a Switch owner and you have a Twitter account, why haven't you done that by now?
Right. That's the only way I add people. I refuse to put in friend codes.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. If they want to add me, I can give them my friend code and they can add me. But I'm not going to do it.
Right.
Ben.
You can find me at twitter.com/MarvelSiggy, where I'm doing my very best to put a smile on this face, smile on the world's face, because Lord knows we need it all right now. I retweet a lot of funny comics, video game stuff, sometimes loot shit if I feel horny enough. We'll see. If you want to be horny with me, follow my Twitter account, twitter.com/MarvelousIggy. No furry porn, though, because I'm not into that.
If you want to get horny, play the Trials of Mana demo. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
That's why you're getting the PC version.
He wants the nude mod. He wants the nude mod. It's okay. I played Street Fighter V all new mod for like a week, and it was hilarious.
Were there a lot of jiggly bits?
Yes, and especially reused, surprisingly.
Can you do the quarter circle third leg?
Yes, I can. It's hilarious. Every time you do a Hadoken, it rises up a little bit, like whoop, whoop. I'm
That's
not
great.
even joking. Maybe I am. I don't know. It was 2 years ago when I did that, when I worked on that mod.
Oh my god.
Yep.
You can find me, your host Thomas, on Twitter, CSG Thomas. We're also here at charchat.com for audio, video, and written content. You can email me, thomas@charchat.com, if you have a question. Please review our show on iTunes, Stitcher, anywhere you get your podcasts. 5 stars. We'll read it on the show if we get a review. And I think that's it. Till next time, enjoy your games and have a good night.
Stay safe.
Word.